what advice would you give our kids for the class of 2021 and possibly 2022? As far as, everyone is looking for the big offer. And due to COVID, we do not know the lasting effect that it's going to have on the NCAA portal slash the NCAA recruiting, the NCAA recruiting window, different scouts being able to come out and see players. What advice would you give someone if, let's just say, I'm getting big D1 offers and then slowly I'm losing the offers and losing it to other kids? Would you tell them if they have to go to a lower level of competition, or would you tell them to try JUCO out, try prep out? Well, what is your experience again, and what advice would you give our younger guys that's coming up?
I would say sit down with your parents, man. If you are whoever the figure is in your life, and weigh all your options and think about everything, because it's a big decision. It's a big decision. I wouldn't say give up on a D1, or because there's plenty of players that come out of JUCO and plenty of players that come out of D2. If you do lose offers to other players, I would just say, look, man, if you have the confidence, you just got to have confidence. Even if you go to D1 AA, D2, D3, you fall, you know what I'm saying? You fall through the cracks and you land on a D2 or D3. Take the offer, man. Take the offer. Be confident and get there. Show them that you're the real deal and not just fell through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing what you have to do athletically, academically, and you're really showing out and you're really standing out, a D1 offer will come. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. There's a lot of people that transfer up to a bigger school. And there's a lot of players that stay at a lower level school and ball and go crazy, and scouts come. Scouts, if your footage is out there, especially nowadays, not when it's all over the internet everywhere and going crazy, they'll see you. They're gonna see you regardless. You know what I'm saying? If you're putting up the numbers and you're putting up the stats, I would just say stay confident and stay level-headed and keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? And just never give up. If your dream is to play D1 ball, then you can achieve it if you put your mind. You know what I'm saying? If you really are for the grind and for the work to put in to get there, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy, and to stay in there is not easy because they're consistently bringing in 3-4 star recruits at every D1 level. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say take what's the best offer that's on the table. Even if it is D2 or D3, or might be if it's the grades that is holding you back a little bit, then your only option is to go JUCO, or your only option is to go to a lower level to get your grades up and then get more footage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I got one more question for you. The grades, student athletes, a scholar athlete. I remember in school, you was with everyone. You was with all the guys. I had no idea you had a 3.8, 3.9, 4.2, 4.3. I had no idea. Can you tell the guys how your grades propelled you to the next level at every chapter of your scouting and every chapter of your collegiate / high school career? Because, a lot of us tend to forget that we're student athletes. And that's one thing that we preach over here, being a student athlete.
right.
That's a different grind. Just could you explain the importance of being a scholar athlete?
Me personally, I would say having the grades was really, it was a big what would I say? It was important because I feel like that was a lot of what the colleges and schools that came and saw that first, because that's what college, when they come, what does his grades look like first? Obviously, I'm here because I've seen his film already. You know what I'm saying? So I know he can play. There's a lot of kids that can play, but what does his grades look like? What is he? How is he personally? His personality. That's what the colleges are coming to talk to you, or your coaches about. And I think that's what really propelled me further and put me ahead of other students or student athletes, because of my grades were right and I always did the right thing. And I would say that's really what got me to where I am, or got me to where I was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My grades, because my grades were always right. And uh and like you said, that's a different grind, man.
Right.
It's really just going to class and being present
Mhm.
and paying attention, because school is not, it's not difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you're paying attention and you're present and you're hearing it, then you'll be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So in high school, yeah, I was with everybody. I was with all the class clowns, all the jocks, and there
Yeah.
was a lot of, but in the back of my mind, once I got home but there was no hanging out after school for me. That's why.
Right.
After after when the bell rung, I was hanging out for 20, 30 minutes, and then it's right straight to practice. You know what I'm saying? And then after practice, you get home 6, 7 o'clock. Now there's I wasn't really hanging out after that because my dad was strict. Um, and during the off season, I was right when the bell rung. I went to basketball practice,
Gotcha.
and after basketball practice, when the bell rung, I went to track practice. You know what I'm saying? So there was no really hanging out too much. So that's what the difference is between student athletes and athletes that are just playing football and don't really play another sport, because there's no downtime. You know what I'm saying? Besides the weekend, and that's when you can really go hang out and stuff like that. So staying in different sports and just staying focused, man. Staying focused. I played around during school with everybody.
Right.
I always got my work done first and then play second. My dad always taught me, get your work done. If you get your work done, then you can play all you want. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, but that was me having a father figure in my life teaching me that, you know what I'm saying, and telling me that, and instilling that into me. If there's a lot of kids that don't have that guidance in their life, you know what I'm saying, that's not telling them, hey, get your work done, get your work done, get your work done. Do this first, do it first, and then you play second. Do it first, and you play second. So that's, I really, when I talked about it, I praise my father. He left and came back like my 8th grade year.
Mhm.
If he didn't come back, I definitely wouldn't be where I was, because I know I was going down a path that where everybody else was just hanging out after school and stuff like that. But academics was definitely key to my success in getting to the prep school, getting to a different college, and getting to a big D1 college. Academics is everything. That's everything to them.
Perfect.
Because if you can't, if they look at your academics in high school and they see, oh, he's mediocre, he's borderline, he's just average, then what are you going to get to in college? Are you going to be able to do the work? Are you going to be able to do the work? Are you going to be able to retain all the information? Because that's a big step. College is a lot more information, a lot more papers, and on top of a lot more football. You don't really do too much film study and working out in high school. So now that's taking up all your time in college. So that's a lot on your plate. And on top of that, and you have to go to school. That's big. So academically, when they see you're able to handle it, that puts you ahead of the curve, that puts you ahead of a lot of athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, perfect. Well, I know we're coming up on time. Chris, I personally want to thank you for giving us this time and telling your story. And I personally want to thank you as a friend that I haven't seen for almost, maybe 11 years, 12 years. I want to thank you as a father, because everything that you were saying about your dad, you're doing it right now in the present. You was able to give all these other guys and all these young kids who don't know, who possibly don't have their dad there. You will give it your time while you're at your child's practice. And
Right.
we just want to thank you. And I thank you very much for your time. And
Anytime, man. Anytime.
I can't wait to speak to you soon. I can't wait to see you after COVID is over with. And I truly thank you, man. And I am proud of you and everything that you have become.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for real.
All right, man. Well, have a good one.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll speak to you soon. All right. Be blessed.
Yes, sir. Have a great night, man.